I'm coming on here today to talk about and bring awareness around mothers and postpartum. It's just something in me has been calling to talk about my journey. So bear with me. It is something that's kind of hard for me to talk about. I never really full out talked about it or talked about my journey per se. So here we go. I'm going to start with my first postpartum experience. My first pregnancy was amazing. It was a breeze, beautiful thing. Afterwards was not so great, but I started not feeling like myself. I might go from crying to then super depressed, have rage where I would just randomly get so angry and snippy for no reason at all. I think it just hit me and I was like, I'm not myself. Granted, yes, I know I'm sleep deprived and I have a new baby and this is a whole new world I had no idea about. So rightly so, someone's gonna be going through a roller coaster of emotions, right? But I felt not myself on a whole nother level. I'm also not one to cry, so I'm gonna get through this without crying. Got pregnant again. Knew it was gonna happen, or we were prepared that it was gonna happen again after my second. So I started medicine literally right after she came out. I was seeing a therapist. Granted though, I didn't feel bad right at first. At about 6 months of Blaze's age, it hit me like a freight train. I was sad all of the time. I was moody. I was not a nice person. Again, I had to contact my OB, get a plan in action. I was with her crying all the time and Nova needing me, and then my own mental health. I remember I had to put Blaze down in the crib and just walk away and take a deep breath. I don't know where I'm going with this. It's just hard to talk about. Then I started feeling myself again, and that was amazing. Then I got pregnant with Ace. I started feeling anxiety, baby blues and stuff. Talked to my doctor and she's like, yes, it can happen before you have the baby. So I started feeling the feels before having him, had him, and I definitely felt them right after. He's almost a year old, and I would say the hardest days of postpartum this time around have definitely been within the last couple months. Definitely this time around comes in waves. I'll have really good moments and I'll be oh, I beat it. I'm good. I'm in the clear. And then all of a sudden I plummet. I have not been myself. And in the most positive way possible to say is that's okay. This is what postpartum is for some moms. We are not ourselves. Our bodies are still healing. One thing I learned through it all is that there's no guidebook. There's no rhyme or reason. Everybody's different. It hits everybody differently. It comes and goes at different times for everybody. Mine definitely it didn't come always at the same time with each postpartum journey. It didn't stay the same amount of time. Each time I've had the same mentality, but this time around I've been dead set on. I feel I've been feeling this, in a roller coaster for 3 years. And I hate it. I don't like it. I oftentimes have moments where I'm just oh, I want to feel like myself again. I want myself back. And that's what gets me in a pickle. I'm so determined, so determined to work on my mental health and not feel like this, even if it's in my deepest struggling times. I try to convince myself so much to do something that'll help me. I am a very stubborn person, and I actually don't often put myself first. So my partner has to basically force me to take a break, take a step back, go do something for myself. So that's been my journey lately, is getting back in the rhythm of doing things for myself. So my advice to moms who are struggling with postpartum is to dedicate and be so determined to finding time and finding things that bring you joy and that can give you a step back from your current reality, if that makes sense. Postpartum rage, depression, anxiety, sadness, all of that is like not talked about. It's very like subliminal thing that people mention, if at all. Everyone and their mother has everything to say, every advice, everything for you and your soon-to-be baby, but like none of it ever is like a fair warning of postpartum. Not to say everyone's gonna get it or everyone's gonna deal with it, but like there's no warning whatsoever. Sorry, TMI, but there's so many warnings about like, oh, you're gonna tear down there, or like you're gonna poop on the delivery table, or like you're never gonna sleep, like things like this. But like no one's ever like, hey, your mental health is gonna take a deep dive. Let's get ahead of it and like brainstorm some ideas that like could help you. None of that. Take time for yourself. Find things you enjoy. Take a deep breath. It's okay to set the baby down somewhere safe and step away and like take a breather. That's okay. Advice for partners, advice for family members, advice for friends. Be there for them. Wholeheartedly, unexplainably, loyally be there for them. If they're anything like me, they're not going to ask for help. They're not going to stay when they're struggling. Yeah, I mean, I get emotional because I like look at my people who are there for me, and I'm like so thankful for them. So thankful because like the people I do have in my corner and the people that I do have that support me like are there. They are unexplainably, wholeheartedly, loyally there. If you are struggling, I feel for you. I understand. I may not understand fully like what you are individually going through or like what feels you're feeling, but like this is temporary. We don't know how long it's gonna last for anybody. We don't know if it's gonna come, go, whatever, but like it is temporary and there is help. There's so many outlets that you can lean on to like feel better. Lean on your help, whether it's a person, a place, a thing, like lean on the help. Take time for yourself. And give yourself grace, because like this shit is hard. Postpartum is hard. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna get through this. I don't know how to wrap this up. That was just a bit of like my story. You can do this. You're gonna get through it. You're a mom. Moms are strong. You're a badass. Go conquer the day. Do what you gotta do. Cheers.